This Chateaubriand recipe is a tried and true huge success. The sauce is a wine reduction of Pinot Noir with cream, butter, shallots, a little bit of beef broth, and fresh thyme. And the tenderloin is so tender that it all melts in your mouth. And if you close your eyes, you'll swear you're at a fine dining restaurant. I am not kidding you. I'm using a 2-pound Chateaubriand, or the center cut portion of a beef tenderloin. Then you'll need butter, fresh thyme, 1 shallot, 4 cloves of garlic, 2 cups of beef broth, some extra virgin olive oil, 1/2 cup of red wine, I'm using Pinot Noir, 1/4 cup of cream and another 1/4 of mashed potatoes, fresh ground pepper, and some sea salt. First preheat your oven to 350 degrees because we're going to sear it in the pan, but we're going to finish it off in the oven. Your beef tenderloin should have rested at room temperature for about 15 minutes by now, and I'm filling my pot for the potatoes. Remove the leaves from 4 sprigs of thyme and discard the stems, and then mince them very finely. Smash 4 cloves of garlic to remove the peels, slice, and mince very finely. Peel off the outer shell of a shallot, slice it up, and mince it very finely as well until you have about 2 tablespoons of minced shallot. And set this aside until you make the sauce. Sprinkle with salt, but not too much, otherwise it'll make your sauce too salty at the end. You can always add salt later. And add some fresh ground pepper. Add a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to a hot pan. Now that your pan is really hot, we're going to sear the pork tenderloin, starting with the fat side down. If your skillet is oven safe, then transfer this to the oven until the tenderloin has an internal temperature of 130 degrees for medium rare. When your meat thermometer says that the tenderloin is 130 degrees internal temperature, then wrap it with aluminum foil so that it seals in the juices. Pour off the oil so you just have the drippings. Okay, now we're going to make this amazing wine reduction sauce. So to the drippings, add the other 4 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to saute the shallots, garlic, and thyme. Now add 2 cups of beef broth, 1/2 cup of the wine, 1/4 cup of the heavy cream, and then stir as often as possible so that it doesn't break. Okay, now here's a little trick. What you can do if your sauce is not thickened and everything else is done is scoop out a little bit of the sauce into a separate container and add about a teaspoon of cornstarch, but just judge yourself by how thick the sauce has already gotten. Whisk that separately so that there's no lumps, and then slowly whisk that back into your saucepan, and then continue to stir until it's thickened. Okay, I'm going to plate this up now, and I wish you could smell the kitchen. Everything smells so fantastic. It's a perfect medium rare and so tender. This recipe is so good. It's the combination of all these flavors together that make it so amazing. Please make this Chateaubriand recipe. I promise you won't be disappointed, and you can use any kind of red wine you'd like. You know your wines. If you'd prefer a full-bodied red wine, then you can use that as well. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.